Show me Friar Basketball.
Hi everybody, I'm John Rooke, Joe Hassett here. 30 years together is a pretty incredible thing to think about. One of the earliest memories that I have, and I don't know about Joe because he actually goes a little bit further back than I do since you worked with both Gary and Eric Reed, my two predecessors here, but was Eric Murdock was the first big time player that we ever really had a chance to watch play here at Providence. And I remember specifically, I believe it was Christmas of around 1990 when the Friars went out to play in Arizona at the McHale Center. And Arizona was just as big back then as it still is today. They've been one of those national brands with Kansas, Kentucky, Duke, all the rest of them. But Murdock had 45 points in the McHale Center. And I remember thinking nobody could ever do this again. I think that was a record that stood until just a couple of years ago. Murdock's ability to score with the ball was as remarkable as I think I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, it was great. It was a long time ago, but I remember that game. They were running guys in and out, and they couldn't stop him. When you think about Eric Murdock, the motivation he had that year, John, he wasn't selected. Big East would pick 3 preseason Big East teams, and he wasn't on either one of those teams. So he came out that year and says, I'm going to prove something. He became a first-team All-American after that year, and he had 45 points in the McHale Center at Arizona, which was a phenomenal record for him to have. But that whole year, he was just so dominant. I mean, he was impressive all year. It
was also in that time frame that EMT, Eric Murdock time, if you recall the phrase, right? Hit the game-winning shot to give Providence its first ever win against Syracuse in the Carrier Dome. You remember that one?
I remember that one. I mean, they hadn't won there forever. The only time Providence had beaten Syracuse was when I was playing at Providence. At home we played them, but that's how many times they lost, like 22 straight games up there. But
that's right.
Eric was a dominating force, and we remember that one explicitly, even though it was a long time ago.
But we remember it.
Yeah.